the Androscoggin River Valley, the people, the places, the events, the history, all that makes up the vibrant story of the towns of the Androscoggin River Valley from Lewiston, Auburn through Mexico, Rumford, and Bethel to New Hampshire. Hey, here comes the August 2017 edition of Today River Valley. Today River Valley is the video news feature program for the towns of the Androscoggin Valley in western Maine. My name is Phil Blampede. I'm the host and producer of the program. This month, we're going to be looking at the question of whether bicycles can ever become a serious alternative form of transportation. Can bicycles replace cars for going to work, going to the grocery store, going around visiting friends? To answer that question, we're going to be looking at the Trek Across Maine, an annual fundraiser held by the American Lung Association starting in western Maine every year, which sends thousands of bicyclists over 160 miles of roadway from Newry, Maine to Belfast, Maine. We're going to be talking to people from the Bicycle Coalition of Maine, as well as the Maine State Department of Transportation, to consider that question, as well as looking at a gentleman from Rumford who travels over 22 miles a day on his bicycle to get to work. All that after a few messages from local businesses.
Today River Valley is sponsored by the Sudbury Inn, lodging, fine dining, and a lively pub right on Main Street in Bethel, Maine.
Make the Sudbury Inn your headquarters for your next trip to Bethel. Centrally located downtown, this charming 19th century inn is right in the middle of shopping, skiing, fine dining, and all other Bethel attractions. Accommodations range from a full apartment with its own fireplace to deluxe two-room suites to single rooms. And you don't have to go far to find the best of Bethel, from fine dining in the main dining room to pub fare and live music in the popular Suds Pub to a bistro menu and bar in Bistro 151, featuring light fare with a creative flair, lobster ravioli with shrimp cream sauce, sweet pea and caramelized onion ravioli with a blue cheese sauce, blackened sea bass with a cucumber salsa, citrus-glazed veal short ribs with an Asian sauce. The Sudbury Inn is family-friendly, can accommodate pets, and as the magazine Bon Appetit put it, is the perfect way to end a day in Bethel. Call today for more information.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of beer and soda. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of sheer refreshment. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Chill Zone.
Hi, I'm Rick from Mountain Valley Variety in Rumford. I want to welcome you to my brand new beer cave. We have over 500 items in all. Whatever you want, we either have or we can get.
Head to Mountain Valley Variety for grab-and-go pizza, sandwiches, lobster rolls, hot foods. Don't forget the hand-cut steaks if you're grilling out tonight.
Come on down to Mountain Valley Variety and see us all.
Hi, we are Jeff and Patty Parsons, and we'd like to welcome you to Bethel Outdoor Adventure and Campground.
Bethel Outdoor Adventure and Campground offers seasonal RV and tent camping on the banks of the Androscoggin River in Bethel, Maine, and takes advantage of its river location to offer a unique selection of outdoor recreational activities. The campground is right on the river with sites for full RVs with all hookups as well as tent sites. Hot showers are provided at no charge. A well-known feature of Bethel Outdoor Adventure is the way it helps people get on the river with rentals of canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddleboards, and inner tubes, as well as transportation to an upriver launch site.
We make it as simple and as convenient for you as we possibly can. We provide you with the life jackets and the other specialized equipment. We give you a map. We encourage you to take your time. We want you to be out there enjoying the river. Let the river dictate the pace of the day.
Another unique and fun activity is sifting or sluicing for precious stones through material from an actual local mine.
Western Maine is famous for its semi-precious stones for various geologic, geomorphological reasons. So what happens with us here is that you come into our sluice.
At the sluice, customers buy a bucket of material taken from a local mine where professional mining continues to this day. The customers take the material, wash it in the sluice, and then sort through the stones that emerge, often finding valuable crystals such as tourmaline.
Semi-precious gem. I have some green and pink tourmaline too, but they're small.
Let's look at one more great recreational offering at Bethel Outdoor Adventure, a new 500-foot-long metal suspension footbridge named the Burma Bridge, running from the shore to a 50-acre wilderness island in the middle of the Androscoggin River. 6 years in planning and construction, the bridge opened in 2015 and provides a fun and thrilling jungle-style crossing over the water. Bethel Outdoor Adventure also offers professionally guided fishing trips, either in a canoe or a drift boat, for anglers attracted by the growing populations of trout and bass in the Androscoggin River.
So we would be delighted to have you come and see what we have to offer.
Yes, there is a health food store in Rumford, Maine. Good Karma Cafe and Health Food.
Hi, we're Glenn and Sandy Gordon, owners of Good Karma Cafe and Health Foods at 72 Congress Street in Rumford, Maine. Check us out on Facebook, goodkarmahealthfoods.com, hashtag eat well, live well, hashtag be kind, do good, eat spinach.
You should see the reviews on Facebook.
Excellent food and superb service.
Taste the freshness.
Hi, Glenn here at Good Karma Cafe and Health Foods. We're celebrating our first year of business. We want to thank everybody so much for coming in and helping us to grow. We are your one-stop shop for health foods, healthy takeout, and good coffee.
Good Karma Cafe and Health Foods, open Monday through Saturday.
Washing machines are offering more and more features each year. Well, you may not find anything quite like this yet at Larson's Electric Service in Mexico, but you'll find the latest in everything from washing machines to refrigerators to stoves. With Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Maytag brands, Larson's offers free delivery and setup of your new appliance plus removal of your old appliance. Over 50 years experience, Larson's, 13 Main Street, Mexico, Maine.
There can be no denying that bicycles have some very great advantages over cars. They are cheaper to buy, cheaper to run, better exercise, less polluting, and don't get parking tickets or speeding tickets. In Maine, more adults are using bicycles instead of cars.
Generally speaking, as a society, we're seeing more cyclists and more pedestrians along our roadways.
I think there are lots of cities and towns in Maine where it's totally practical. For example, I live in Portland, I work in Portland, it's a 2-mile commute. Biking is by far the most efficient, the most affordable, and the most enjoyable way for me to get to work. That's how I got to work today.
But before bicycles can be more of an alternative to cars, there are some big hurdles to get over, including the fact that the roads are designed for cars, not bicycles. It is a challenge to ride a bike safely in the middle of heavy, fast-moving cars and trucks on roads where there might not be that much safe space for a bicycle to use. But it is possible, and nowhere is that demonstrated more dramatically than in western Maine every year when the American Lung Association sends well over 1,000 bicyclists on the 160-mile journey from Sunday River in Newry and Bethel to the town of Belfast. Welcome to the Trek Across Maine. Of course, the primary reason for the Trek Across Maine is not to promote bicycle use, but to raise money for the American Lung Association, and it is their largest single fundraiser, not just in Maine, but nationwide. Jeff Seeler is the CEO of the American Lung Association of the Northeast region.
We raise between $1.5 and $1.8 million, depending on the year. And in its history, it's raised over $25 million. So it's quite the assistance for us at the Lung Association for supporting our cause.
This year, the Trek sent over 1,400 bicyclists out on the road in western and central Maine.
That not only raises money, but is a vivid demonstration that bicycles can be quite an effective form of transportation in this state.
What do you think of the conditions of the road?
Actually not bad. Obviously wet, you got to be a little cautious, but it's been pretty good, and the control and everything has been really safe, so it's been good.
How have the cars been treating you?
Actually excellent. Not too good down south where I'm from for the past couple of weekends, so it's a nice change of pace here. People are really respectful.
If you lived in this area, do you think you could rely on a bicycle instead of a car for transportation?
Absolutely. R.C. Kusari out of Nashua, New Hampshire.
Yeah, the roads, especially after winter, can be broken in places. So we have another part of our logistical team is an advanced crew that goes out and they spray paint areas on the road where there might be broken pavement. They put up signs to warn trekkers.
Other than an event like this, do you think it would be practical to go back and forth traveling this stretch on a bicycle?
On the bike? I mean, it's a good shoulder, so as long as the weather's nice, I don't think it'd be a problem. My name is Matt Longley from Lewiston, Maine.
Well, obviously, we work on the route year-round. We work with the local, state, and municipalities in each one of the cities that we are traveling through. We have a great deal of route support from SAG vehicles, ham radio operators, route ambassadors, several different groups. Delta Ambulance is one of our big supporters. They provide all the medical support throughout the weekend. So it is a great deal of planning, a great deal of luck with the weather. Clearly the first day has been a little rainy, but we have a very hardy group of people, and so far everyone has made it to the finish line safely.
But like any form of transportation, bicycling carries risk. For the Trek Across Maine, that risk hit home during the 2013 trek when a 23-year-old participant, David LeClaire of Watertown, Massachusetts, was killed when thrown off his bike by a passing truck. A white bicycle chained to the guardrail serves as a memorial at the spot in Hanover, Maine, where the accident happened. The incident was disturbing to everyone involved with the trek, but since it was the only one of its kind in the 33-year history of the trek, it may actually be an example of how rare serious incidents may be when bicycling is done carefully.
This is one of the things that we clearly speak with our participants about. They are a vehicle. They are a vehicle. They are to follow the rules of the road. And one of the key components that we didn't mention is we have a Trek Safety Patrol, which are made up of about 40 cyclists that are mixed in with our cycling group. So they are among that group through the whole weekend, coaching them, making sure they are obeying the rules of the road. Because it is very important. It's our responsibility, but it's also the vehicle's responsibility, so we take that very seriously.
Things have improved over the past 17 years since I've been doing this ride. I've seen a huge improvement, and everyone, including the motorists, to pull aside, give you plenty of room. There's been a lot of, where I'm a little out of it from the day, but I'll tell you, it was really good. The traffic, everybody was great. Yeah, my name is Dana Scott.
Where are you from?
I'm from North Berwick, Maine.
What do you think of the quality of the roads around here for bicycling?
They're actually really good. I find them fine. They really seem to hold up and do well. They pick good routes for us. They pick really good routes for us for good riding.
If you lived in this area, do you think you could sell your car and rely on a bicycle?
I do. I feel like you can ride on a bicycle quite well with the trailers we use to haul around gear, and there's always a car, always somebody to help you out with the car, but cycling's the way to go. Transportation, just doing errands, getting around, going out at night, the whole thing.
In our next segment, we'll be talking to people from the Bicycle Coalition of Maine and the State Department of Transportation on the question of whether bicycles are just a form of recreation or are they becoming a practical alternative form of transportation, even something that could replace cars. The place is called Northern Lights Hearth and Sports, and it's right on the main road at 639 Wilton Road. That's Route 2 in Farmington. Let's take a look at the sports part of Northern Lights Hearth and Sports. And this summer, it's a selection of bicycles and accessories, everything from road bikes to mountain bikes to fat tire bikes for mud and, sooner or later, snow. Come in and try one of our demonstration models. And to help you get your bike to distant trails, Northern Lights offers the Thule system of bike racks for your car, the quality leader in racks and accessories. Northern Lights, open Monday through Saturday.
Bill never did like cell phones that much.
I never did like cell phones that much.
Bill even had nightmares about being chased by giant cell phones. But then one day he happened to stop into the wireless zone in Mexico, Maine, just to get out of the rain. Before he knew it, he was dazzled by the variety of phones, from Apple to Motorola to Samsung. He wanted to know more, but didn't want to sound dumb, asking silly questions.
Do you have any questions?
Well, I don't really want to sound silly.
Don't worry. There are no silly questions at the Verizon Wireless Zone in Mexico, Maine.
So it was, he found a phone and a service plan that left him saying something he never thought he'd say.
You know, I do like cell phones.
Remember, at the Verizon Wireless store in Mexico, we're always striving to be your cell phone provider of choice.
The place is called Northern Lights Hearth and Sports, and it's right on the main road at 639 Wilton Road, that's Route 2 in Farmington. Let's take a look at the hearth part of Northern Lights Hearth and Sports. It's wood stoves, pellet stoves, and gas fireplaces, including Harmon, Hearthstone, Yodel, Regency, Vermont Castings, and Dutch West brands. Then, for barbecue weather, the highest quality barbecue grills, Landman Professional, constructed of all stainless steel to last through many years of use. Northern Lights, open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, it's me again, Roger Whitehouse, owner and designated broker of Riverside Realty at 152 River Road in Mexico, Maine. There's nothing like the sunny days and cool nights of August in Maine, and you can stake your claim to one of those August nights or any other month with our affordable housing right here in Maine. Let's take a look.
This is MLS 1312329, an 1870s 7-room, 3-bedroom colonial in Mexico, Maine, with a 2-car garage attached, a finished family room, and a detached 1-car garage. It's a very well-maintained home on a lot with nice views, listed at $169,278. This is MLS 1315004, a 1900 Victorian in Strong, Maine, with 9 rooms, 5 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, a gorgeous wraparound porch, an attached barn with 2-bay garage on a huge fenced-in yard. There is a storage shed in the backyard. The location is convenient to stores and it's very well maintained, listed at $138,000.
My staff of 6 has over a combined work history of over 100 years. We're here to serve you. Whether you're considering buying or selling real estate, call Riverside Realty at 369-0100. Hope to see you soon.
Picture the name and logo of your business or organization on an attractive polo shirt, windbreaker, cap, or t-shirt. Then come by Perfect Stitch on Route 26 in South Paris, where you can turn that vision into a reality. Perfect Stitch is the place to go in Western Maine for embroidery, screen printing, and promotional items. With full-scale production right on site, Perfect Stitch can fill any order from a single shirt to dozens of them. Offering advertising and promotional items as well, Perfect Stitch is the one-stop shop for all your promotional needs.
I'm Amy Ford. I own and operate Perfect Stitch Embroidery. Come on in and see the wide variety of products we offer at our showroom at 191 Park Street in South Paris. We can help you figure out what products would fit your needs best. Hope to see you soon.
The news is spreading fast about the superb Thai, Asian, and American cooking at The Lure restaurant in Rumford, Maine, right off Route 2 by the shopping center with Martin's. Located in the former Tina's restaurant, The Lure features skillfully prepared Thai and Asian specialties, plus seafood and some great American dishes as well, such as all-American fried clams. Owners Ned and Dee Dee serve up generous portions with the freshest ingredients, and now the outside deck is open for dining. Have a meal in the sun with an on-tap glass of Pinot Grigio or Pinot Noir. Plenty of parking, open for lunch or dinner Tuesday through Sunday.
Come to The Lure. One bite and you'll be hooked.
Today River Valley is sponsored by the Sudbury Inn, lodging, fine dining, and a lively pub right on Main Street in Bethel, Maine.
Are bicycles just expensive toys, good only for recreation, or can they be a serious alternative form of transportation and help solve some of the problems of our dependence on the automobile? In our last segment, to get perspective on that question, we looked at the annual Trek Across Maine, a 3-day event to raise money for the American Lung Association, in which as over 1,000 people bicycle 160 miles from Sunday River in Newry to the town of Belfast, it is demonstrated every year that the roads of Maine are very suitable for bicycle travel and could be used for day-to-day bicycle use more than they are. Many knew that already.
There's so much opportunity for more people to bike to work, bike to errands, bike to social events.
Nancy Grant is the Portland-based executive director of the Bicycle Coalition of Maine.
Towns are building their roads to accommodate bicycling in a way that they never did before.
I think in more of the urbanized areas, we're noticing a significant uptick in the number of individuals who are using alternative transportation, such as walking, such as bicycles, to commute back and forth to work.
Patrick Adams is the Bicycle and Pedestrian Program Manager for the Maine Department of Transportation.
Many people in these urbanized areas are commuting year-round. The season doesn't slow them down.
But just because it's possible to use bicycles doesn't mean people will use bicycles. There are some practical problems, but there are also solutions to those problems, and there's at least a chance that in years to come there will be more bicycles and fewer cars on the roads of Maine. More people might begin to use bicycles instead of cars for everyday use in the future, but one Rumford man is doing that already.
Hi, my name is Dan Pattee. I live here in Rumford Corner, Maine. Recently moved here from the Mid-Coast area, and I commute 11 miles per trip, 4 days a week, to the Hannaford's in Rumford. It's 11 miles one way, so about a 23 mile trip, round trip. I find it fairly easy. This time of year, Route 2 has a nice wide breakdown lane. The truckers seem to give me a lot of space, much better than they did in the Mid-Coast. Give a shout out to courier or carrier truckers because they do move over for me, but I stay in the breakdown lane. One-way trip for me is 35, 40 minutes. I find it, I won't say, I find it enjoyable most of the time. Obviously in the rain, which I got caught in the other day, was not that enjoyable, but if you have the proper gear, proper stamina, I'm 61 years old, I don't find it a problem.
The conditions and attitudes have improved on some levels, and then on other levels it's gotten more difficult. There's a law that's been on the Maine books since 2007 that says motor vehicles have to give bicyclists and pedestrians at least 3 feet when they pass. I think in Maine, there's a higher number of motor vehicle drivers who understand the joy and the positive benefits and opportunities of bicycling. And there is less harassment in many parts of the state. There's less road rage where a motor vehiclist is just disgusted with sharing the road with bicyclists. At the same time, cars just get sort of fancier and more multifaceted, and when you're sitting in your little motor vehicle, you are just so separated from anything that's going on in the road, and we have more and more and more people driving at higher speeds, and we also have this phenomenon, this epidemic of distracted driving.
One of my major concerns right now is the increase that we're seeing in both pedestrian and bicycle fatalities overall. Texting is part of it, impairment, whether it's alcohol or other drugs.
No, most times I haven't had too many close calls in the 8 years I've been riding a bike between here and the Mid-Coast. So far up here only one, but I had one really close call down in Rockland. A guy just blatantly cut me off. Yeah, that wasn't good. But again, most of the time people, because I have the headlights on the bike, and even during the day I'll have it's a flashing strobe light. So the other day I was coming up, or coming down actually, Route 2, and I had the flashing strobe, and this guy, yelled from, he's walking across, he goes, "That works, that really works." So yeah, because you have to be more prepared. Cars may not see you. It may not be because they're being rude, but the one that cut me off in Rumford, she was just on the phone, you know, either texting or calling, and literally cut right in front of me.
Very safe. I've never had a crash. And, you know, I've been doing this for quite a while. You do need to be careful, just the way you need to be careful when you're behind the wheel of a car. I am very conscientious the way I drive my bike. I absolutely follow the laws. I follow the best practices around safety. I ride very defensively when I'm riding in the urban area. And I find, just sort of on an anecdotal level, that when drivers see me really working with them to share the road, that they are incredibly accommodating.
The more aware the general public is about something, the more they're looking out for them. So as we see an increase in the number of cyclists using our road systems, hopefully we'll see drivers be more aware that cyclists may be around, and they'll be on the lookout for them, and hopefully that will help reduce the number of crashes and fatalities.
Thinking about hardware and lumber for those end-of-summer projects? Consider the numbers at Puya Lumber. The numbers show a locally owned store with prices often competitive with chain and box stores. The numbers show savings on gas and time by buying locally. The numbers show even more savings with free delivery on orders over $50. Consider the numbers at Puya Lumber. Buying locally can add up nicely. Puya Lumber, 369 River Road, Route 2, Mexico, Maine. Let's look at a couple of businesses from Turner, Maine. For nearly 7 decades, the residents of Western Maine have turned to Goodwin Well and Water, Maine's leader in water well drilling, pump installation, water treatment systems, and geothermal. When you choose Goodwin Well and Water, you choose a powerful combination of engineering minds, excellent workmanship, and exceptional customer service. Remember last year, don't get caught dry again. Call Goodwin Well and Water for a free consultation today. Terry and Maxine's restaurant is now open on Route 4 in Turner, just north of Lake Auburn in the former Chickadee Restaurant building. Quickly getting a reputation for good home-style cooking and snappy service, Terry and Maxine's is a family breakfast and lunch restaurant with fresh, local ingredients. Check out our Facebook page for our menu and hours. Catering available, open Tuesday through Sunday. After such a long winter, you deserve to get out on the road with an RV or trailer from Scott's Recreation. Browse our lots or check our website at scottsrecreation.com. We have the newest Alpine, Big Country, Elk Ridge, Mission trailers, Snowcrow trailers, and fifth wheel models, as well as many pre-owned models. Scott's Recreation, serving you since 1994 with current locations on Route 4 in Turner, Maine, and Route 202 in Manchester, Maine. Excuse me, sir, are you getting a little shaggy around the ears but can't find time for a haircut? Well, now you can. At Lisa's Barbershop at 178 Main Street in Mexico, owner Lisa Shardlow specializes in quick haircuts. No appointment is necessary and there's rarely a wait. At Lisa's, the motto is cut and go.
Hi, I want to show you the newest addition to Lisa's Barbershop. Race car barber chair for kids ages 5 and under. No driver's license necessary.
Open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon.
The Jolly Drayman Pub and the Briarley Inn, a gracious inn in Bethel, Maine with an authentic British pub featuring classic pub fare.
This is Helena at the Jolly Drayman Briarley Inn. Stop by, come to see us. Looking forward to your visit.
After dinner, indulge yourself with a stay in one of the comfortable rooms upstairs in the Briarley Inn, featuring cuddly blankets, down feather pillows, soft linens, fluffy towels, and casual rustic decor. The Jolly Drayman, the authentic British pub in Bethel, Maine, located in the Briarley Inn.
At Dan's Automotive, you'll find reliable used cars priced from $3,000 up. You'll get more car for less money.
Here's a great example of what's available at Dan's. Warning, this will probably be sold by the time you see this ad, but if you get lucky, you may still have a chance at this 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee loaded with leather upholstery, power moon roof, and four-wheel drive, 133,000 miles, $4,995.
We bought our car at Dan's, and we're glad we did.
Dan's Automotive Repair and Sales, Crescent Avenue, Rumford. Well, that's it for the August 2017 edition of Today River Valley. This is Phil Blampede, your host and producer. Remember, you can watch the program at any time at todayrivervalley.com. See you next month.